Go bananas.
What's going on, guys? Kieran Hedley here, and once again we're back with the YouTube show of making your own fat loss plan like a boss. Alright, it's not actually called that. It's just called How to Make Your Own Fat Loss Plan or something like that, but anyway. But this is also on podcast, hence the little microphone here. So if you want to listen to it on the go, head to Pocket Coach on any podcast platform. I'm not really fully switched on today, but it's okay. We'll get there. But the whole thing's meant to be raw, okay? So we're going to attack it with the basics of fat loss is very key because it's going to simplify the whole process for you, and it's going to make you understand the process a lot better in terms of how to execute it yourself, how to create it yourself, but then also how to execute it. Okay, so remember, this is the second episode of the fat loss plan, and there's a few more to come still. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. Check. All right, so let's start with the basics of fat loss. Remember, this is the second episode of the 10 to 11 piece series on how to create your own fat loss plan and also how to execute it in a sustainable way, and also a way that you're going to actually maintain those results. So it's actually getting you there, but then keeping you there, and you're not bouncing back. As I remember, there was a study that I looked at, and 90% of the participants of the 2004 Biggest Loser program, actually put back on the weight that they lost. Put back on weight that they lost. And a majority of them actually ended up gaining more weight than what they originally started with, because the idea behind the Biggest Loser is that you're trying to achieve as much weight loss in the shortest period of time to win. And if you don't win, well, you're not getting the prize. So that's not a very sustainable approach. It does encourage them to do it, but the sad part is that at the end of it, they don't have a goal. They don't have a real reason to keep this fat loss that's strong enough to keep them there. And that's the issue, because a lot of people actually dive into this due to an 8-week program, 12-week program, whatever, and they don't really comprehend their why. They give themselves this goal in order to actually create this progress. They're gaining progress, so they feel good about it, because progression is one of our 6 human needs. In order to actually get that progression feeling, we're using this goal. And then on top of that as well, we're utilizing different circumstances, such as these 8-week or 12-week programs, or I want to do this big booty boot camp. I don't know. That was just a random name that came to my head. With Sharon on Saturday mornings and and Thursday afternoons, and I'm going to get fit that way, and I'm going to be on a 1,000 calorie diet, and then I'm also going to do 3 personal training sessions through the week. Okay, so this is like the 6-week challenge that Kate is doing with Sharon, and on top of that, her personal trainer Tim is also kicking her ass in the gym. So we've got this situation where they're going through 6 weeks. She's awesome. She's doing great. She's getting all these results. Losing 1 kg every week. That's 2.2 pounds for you Americans. Sorry, that was the weirdest laugh. And basically, she achieves her results. She loses 6 kgs, goes from 61 kgs down to 55 kgs, which is down to, I don't know what that is in pounds. It's like 100. She goes down to 130 odd pounds. And then, so awesome, I got these results. Now what? Okay, simple. She falls back into her eating habits that she already had. So the problem with this is there's no change in habits. There's no change in lifestyle. There's only this small attainable goal, but not maintainable or sustainable. Okay, there was no aspect of that. Okay, so we're going to dive in more into that sort of stuff in the future episodes coming soon, but that's not what today's about, because today's about the basics. Okay, so we're going to address the basics, the stuff that you're going to pay the personal trainer at the gym to learn over the next 12 weeks. So you end up spending, I don't know how much it ends up being, but say you're paying $1 a minute. That's and then you're doing two 1-hour sessions every week. That's 120. There you go, over 10 weeks. Okay, let's say over 10 weeks, that's 1.2 grand right there in your own currency. Okay, $1,200 to learn a few new key tactics, and to get yourself pushed And I don't know if you're going to get results or not, but if you do, that's awesome. Then you pick the right trainer, okay? And I'm telling you, I'm not dissing trainers because I'm a trainer. My point is, I don't want you to do it for the wrong reasons. If you're doing it for the reason for that short-term gain, or you think you need this trainer in order to do it for you, okay? If you think getting a trainer is going to do it for you, you're wrong, okay? And that's what I want to address, because spending $1,200 for a 10-week process because you think that having the trainer is going to do it for is instantly going to get you the result, it's completely the wrong mindset. That's the problem. So that's why I want to teach you the basics of fat loss, so you can at least understand that process. So if you can't afford a trainer, and I highly recommend getting a trainer, actually, that's back to that quick topic, because having a trainer will not only, it's kind of countering exactly what I just said, but having a trainer will not only give you that knowledge, but it will also and educate you, and hopefully a trainer does do that, but it will also make you more accountable to doing the things you need to do. So there's a lot of benefits behind having a trainer. The reason why I said what I said is because people don't misunderstand the reasons behind getting a trainer. So the reasons behind getting a trainer is more the accountability side of things, and also because we all know, at the end of the day, we all know how to lose weight. Then maybe like the 50 to 60% of us understand it, and then the other 40 to 50% of us might not completely understand it, but we kind of know that you just need to exercise more and you need to eat better. Okay, sure. So those are the really fundamentals, but the actual true basics behind it, is achieving that true law of a caloric deficit. So getting a trainer will obviously benefit you in these senses, because it's going to keep you, give you that accountability factor. It's going to give you that kick of motivation that you need, but it's not going to do it for you. Okay, those hours outside of that personal training session, okay, are up to you at the end of the day. Even if your trainer is keeping you accountable. For example, I myself will always message my clients on a daily basis to make sure they're sticking to the plan. If they don't, I kick their ass. That's the truth. Okay, that's what I do. I'm nice when I need to be, and I'm not nice when I need to be. So that's definitely the way a trainer should be, in my opinion. You still need to have an aspect of both, but at the end of the day, what works for my clients doesn't always work for everyone. So me going and saying I'm the best trainer in the world because I do this and this is completely wrong. There's no best trainer. There's only best. Maybe there's you've got better chances of achieving results with these particular clients because you guys connect better, or you guys work better together, or your particular style suits them better. So that's why I don't like the idea behind you're the best personal trainer in the world, or you're the best coach in the world, or like I said, it's best for that particular group, not particularly for everyone. I just see this all over the internet. That's why I'm dissing it. But anyway, carrying on. Okay, so I've rambled on a lot, but the idea is to utilize accountability where you need to. That's really a true fundamental, even though it's really not talked about. So whether it's a personal trainer, a family member, like a close friend, so Julie and Kim, when they're keeping each other accountable to go to the gym 5 times a week and to do cardio for 20 minutes after every gym session, that's freaking awesome. Go Julie, go Kim, you're killing it. You're gonna get results, like, for sure, if you stick to it and you don't trick each other, or if you don't use the whole guilt trip of, oh man, like I've been having a bad day, it's Saturday and some of my friends have gone out, but I didn't go out because Jeffrey is going out, my ex-boyfriend, and I don't want to see Jeffrey at the club, and I know my friends are going there, so I'm going to stay home and I'm going to get pizza. Yeah, I'm going to get Domino's pizza, cheese pizza, half cheese pizza and half pepperoni. All right, okay, Kim, can you please join me, because it's okay, because we had a really good week. I haven't had a good day. I'd really like you to comfort me, and we can watch movies all night, okay? And it will be really great for both of us because we deserve this pizza. Okay, yeah, that's bull crap. Okay, you don't deserve. No, I'm kidding. You can have pizza, but basically you need to meet the fundamentals. Okay, so the occasional bad food is okay, but the idea behind using the accountability factor against your partner is completely wrong. So I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to guilt trip anyone into because I said this a lot, and like me and my friends used to do this all the time. Would every now and again would. If we wanted to have burger fuel, good old Kiwis, burger fuel, we'd, message the other guy. So we were like, or whatever, or other friend. So we wouldn't feel so bad about eating it ourselves. And I'm not saying it's wrong to eat it. What I'm saying is it's wrong to get other people to eat it when they don't intend on it initially. So that's accountability, how to use it right, how to use it wrong. Okay, using it right is encouraging people to make progress, and even if you're not feeling it, still making sure that they're getting the progress they need, and then not trying to make yourself feel better by guilt tripping someone else into getting that Domino's pizza. Thinking about pizza, I might actually make pizza tonight, honestly. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm going to do that, guys. Okay, I'm going to have some pizza wraps. Yeah, they're the bomb. I should do an episode on pizza wraps one day. That'll be awesome. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm thinking about pizza. Pizza. Oh, good. Barbecue pizza. Oh, no, you know what's good? Bit of cranberry and brie and chicken. Oh, okay. That was fully like sexual, eh? Oh, I just went there. Okay. Oh, thinking about pizza in a sexual way. Okay. And carrying on, the basics of fat loss. So you're reaching the accountability factor, which is really important for making sure that you're achieving it. But that's the same as any goal. Go back to episode 1 on goal setting, and you'll find that accountability is a massive factor in order to actually achieve these results or these goals in a not just maintainable and sustainable way, but it's a more definite chance of it occurring. Because what a lot of people do is they have such a loose vision rather than a crystal clear vision, and manifesting that the occurrence of that goal or dream is becomes less attainable by more than 20 times, but based on stats. Okay, so it's very important to know. All right, anyway, so now we've got that. Okay, there's also laws out there, or so-called laws out there, laws, LAW. The reason why I'm noticing this is because ever since I've been overseas, I notice my accent a lot more, so I have to, enunciate my words a little bit more so that people that aren't from Kiwi land or Aussie land understand me. So there you go. Anyway, things that I hear a lot, especially from bodybuilding coaches, and bodybuilding coaches are awesome because they understand the work required in order to not just achieve but also sustain and maintain, and that's why I have a huge respect for them. But at the same time, there's a lot of old school laws out there that they follow and they preach to their clients when their clients when Jimmy doesn't want to be 5% body fat, ripped to shreds so he can grate cheese on his abs, he just wants a nice lean physique so he can go to the beach and not feel bad about his bare belly, then following a bodybuilding program is probably not the best option, honestly. I mean, you can go to the gym and do some bodybuilding movements, some fundamentals, that's awesome. But the diet? No. I'm sorry, but you're not going to eat like Phil Heath in order to look like Ronaldo, that soccer player. That's literally one of the only soccer players I know. I'm sorry guys, I don't watch my soccer. You're not going to eat like Phil Heath in order to attain that physique. It's just not, first of all, it's not really sustainable. It's not the lifestyle that you want, for sure. Like Jimmy's not going to want that. I lost my train of thought. Something about Jimmy and eating and not being like a bodybuilder. Yeah, but basically, if you eat like a bodybuilder, it's not really sustainable. No one wants to eat chicken and broccoli for the rest of their life. So that's my point that I'm getting across anyway. So these are some of the laws that are out there that aren't actually laws, and they're just really made up fundamentals that people preach and that you don't need to follow. They're not necessary, but they do help. Okay, so I'm just going to address that really quickly, just so you guys understand that there is a reason why they're there. But basically, the first one is eat low sodium. You don't need to eat low sodium, okay? So sodium is it's a adaptable thing with the body, okay? There's a generalized measurement out there. American Foundation, I don't know, some crap about the American Nutrition Foundation. Something government wise talks about like you should have 2,200 milligrams of sodium to be healthy. I don't know, something like that. Or you should eat a low sodium diet because sodium is bad for you and it makes you fat. I don't know how sodium makes you fat. I know it bloats you, but that's pretty much it. Just being real with you guys. Yes, okay, having an incredibly high sodium diet, probably not good for you. It's going to dehydrate the crap out of you, okay, and it's not going to be very good to the cellular and insulin level because yes, sodium will influence insulin to a degree, very small degree, but it will, okay, and also it will make you more likely to consume sugary, sweet, and really dense caloric foods. So that's probably why they talk about the low sodium diet. In my opinion, high sodium is moderate to high is actually better than either high or low because sodium is the gateway to your electrolytes. So if you're eating low sodium diet, you're flushing your electrolytes out. Plus, if you're low carb, you should probably consume more sodium because carbs are going to hold on to sodium. And when you eat lower carbs, your sodium flushes. Anyway, this is like a completely another podcast. Oh man, I'm not even going to dive into this, but you're going to lose a lot of electrolytes and you're going to cramp up and feel sore and tired all the time. So you should probably eat a moderate amount of sodium. Make sure that you're not afraid of it. That's my point. That's all I'm trying to get across. Just don't be afraid of it. It's not bad. Okay, but at the same time, don't eat Macca's 4 times a day. Okay, so Macca's, aka McDonald's, sorry Americans. So you don't need to eat plain, okay, just because you're sacrificing flavor doesn't mean you're going to get a 10-pack, okay? That's just bullcrap, okay? You don't need to be 100% strict, okay? Especially even if you're a bodybuilder, yes, people jump up on the Olympia stages, like on a flexible-ish diet. In the last 2 weeks, they really tighten things up in terms of their diet and really clean things up, and that's at the top level. Not all of them do that, but some of them do, and that just goes to show that you can compete at the top level, even in bodybuilding and physique and classic physique. Which is literally in terms of getting the body you want. That's like the top level of what can be, and some of them still don't do 100% strict. In that sense, they're 100% strict to their terms, but not 100% strict in terms of chicken and broccoli every meal and fish and whatever, or fish and a rice cake. Don't diss me if you don't know what that is because that's such a crack up video. Fish and a rice cake. So you don't need, and also carbs after 6 p.m. Okay, eat them. Okay, carbs decrease your cortisol, will help you sleep better. Okay, you'll get better quality sleep. Okay, so and it's gonna give you a lot of benefits. Okay, and if you have a lot of cortisol issues, eating low carb is bad. So because it's going to because you're not going to get the decrease in cortisol and cortisol control, so you should probably consume more carbs. But that doesn't mean go and eat 300 grams of carbs, okay? That just means that if you're on a keto diet or you're on under 80 grams of carbs, you probably want to eat at least 80 grams of carbs a day is what I'm talking about. In terms of cortisol issues, okay? That's again for another podcast. About high low carb diets, okay? You don't need to do lots of high intensity interval training, okay? It's not even needed, honestly. It's the most effective in terms of per minute of exercise done, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, okay? The best is whatever you can most adhere to, as in most stick to, okay? Fasted cardio, another bullcrap statement, okay? There's literally I can probably find dozens of studies on Google Scholar for you indicating that fasted cardio does absolutely nothing in terms of benefits. Okay, where that came from was years ago. They noticed that there was on low insulin, your lipolysis is improved, which is a fat cell converted into energy, and they noticed that this was improved over that hour period they were doing cardio. So because there was more fat utilized for energy, they actually lost more fat. So look, over that 1 hour, that fasted dude or girl, whatever, got better results than the non-fasted dude or girl. okay? But what they didn't look at is, this is more recent, is over the 24-hour period, the energy balance fluctuation occurred, okay? There's so many podcasts I need to do. Energy balance, okay? Basically, over the 24-hour period, there was no difference in fat loss, okay? Because it balanced out, and the guy or girl that fasted, okay, and did the cardio, a bit more fat in the morning, less fat in the evening, okay? It's just the way the body works, okay? The body looks for homeostasis, it finds control, and it works in that way, okay? So remembering that, okay, look up Dr. Brad Schoenfeld if you really want a proper study and proper review on this method, fasted versus non-fasted cardio. All right, there's too much science behind it to tell me it's bullcrap, because it's not. The only reason why you should do it is if you enjoy it and you feel good when you do it, okay? That's the only reason why you should. All right, okay, so now we've covered that. All right, so fasting is amazing, okay? That's again another chat we're going to get into, because I love fasting. But the reason why I'm saying it is because people do fasted cardio when they can't adhere to it, then they end up getting really stressed because fasted cardio is not something they want to do, but they do it because they think it's better. Okay, those are the people that I'm talking to, and that's the reason why I spoke that. All right, you don't need to go to ultra low calorie diets as well. If you do, okay, you're getting a lot of hormonal and cellular issues. All right, so please don't go super low calorie. Okay, if you're a girl, don't go to 1,200 or less calories. Please don't. And if you're a guy, don't go to 1,600 or less calories. All right, actually, don't even go below 1,800. Honestly, please don't. Yeah, not good. You're going to get a lot of issues. Basically, the body in general is going to slow down. Your metabolic adaptation is going to slow, and a lot of things are going to occur that will mean that everything will slow down, and you'll stop using more energy. So you should build up your metabolism first before you cut back down again, okay? And you don't have to do weights. Did you know that you don't have to do weights in order to lose body fat? Crazy, I know, mind blown, like what the actual heck. You thought I was going to say another word, huh? You don't actually have to do weights, okay? You can literally go and do hikes 4 times a week for 30 minutes, and then just eat right and you'll lose weight. Like, you don't even have to do that. You can just eat right and you can lose weight, okay? It's not required, all right? It helps. All right, just want to put that out there. Okay, cool. Now, and also pushing past plateaus, this kind of falls back into the ultra low calorie diet. You don't want just do more or just decrease calories, okay? If it fits your macros is a great idea, okay? And it works to an extent, but it's not always the best way to go in terms of actually creating a healthier, more sustainable and happier lifestyle hormonally and mentally, and then also reaching those results as easily as possible. I don't like the word easy because it's not easy, but you get my point, okay? So if it fits your macros, okay, last thing I'm going to say about it, basically, it's awesome because it's going to get you results. It's going to gain momentum, but then at some point you need to look at the health if you're not really properly adapting to it or adopting a proper healthy lifestyle and a proper healthy nutritious diet. But flexibly, you can do that. So that's why I say, I like the 80-20 rule, 80% healthy, and covering all the basic nutrients that you need, and then the 20%, okay, you can have that burger, you can have that pizza on the weekend, okay? So Kim and Julie, yes, you can go have that pizza and watch the movies that you want to for comfort. Okay, it's okay, but just make sure that it fits your daily requirements. There you go, cool. Okay, now that we've covered what you don't have to do, now we're going to cover what you should be watching, okay, in order to create this, okay? Because A plus B, all right, it always equals C. There's no going around it, all right? A healthy state and a caloric deficit always creates fat loss, always. That's the law. That's the body, the human body always creates that deficit. If you're in a healthy state and you can create a deficit, you're always going to get that fat loss. Always. Okay, that's just the way it works. So for most people, it's actually the healthy state that they usually struggle with, okay? A lot of people do struggle with a caloric deficit. A lot of the time, this is more due to mental health, honestly. This is just a random stat I'm making up on the spot, but I would actually assume that 90 to 95% of people would struggle with a caloric deficit due to their mental health. And I don't just mean depression or anxiety. I also mean, eating disorders, body image issues, and then constantly having this with their top need of certainty. If their first human need is certainty, then they always need to be certain that they've got food in their belly. So that's where people can struggle with a caloric deficit. So creating a caloric deficit, pretty straightforward. You find your maintenance. All right, whatever your maintenance is. Okay, so basically you download a cool app called MyFitnessPal. You put in everything that you eat into MyFitnessPal, okay? Make sure you at least get an idea of roughly what the weight is, whatever, okay? So you're not completely off, but at least you got some idea. You put everything in over 5 days. This is what I do with my clients. Usually over 7 days though, but just do it over 5. All right, and then you it will tell you how many calories you've eaten each day over those 5 days, protein, carbs, fats. All right, say you ate 2,005, say you're a dude, okay? You ate 2,500 calories 2 days of the week. You ate 3,000 calories another 2 days, and you ate 4,000 calories another day. I just made that really hard for myself. Okay, let's just say that happened, okay? Your average is probably around about 3,200 calories to 3,300 calories, okay? Say that's your maintenance, okay? Because you multiply all of them together, and you divide it by 5, because 5 days, all right? Then you've got your average maintenance intake. Okay, cool. Now what you're doing is you're creating a base, all right? So you create your base, and this is what a lot of trainers and coaches and also people in general miss out on, is creating a base. It's very necessary. Create a base around about your maintenance, maybe just above. I like to go just above to make sure you've got a lot more room to work with, because imagine someone starting at 2,500 calories because not even 25, more like 2,300, because they think that 2,500 is their maintenance because that's what they ate 2 of those days. So that's their maintenance. No, it's not. It's actually higher, but this is just what they think. So they eat 2,300 calories. They get awesome results. Wow, Kieran, what are you talking about, bruh? All right, I've got mad results. I was eating 1,800 calories for 4 weeks. I lost 10 kgs. I bet you're not keeping those 10 kgs. I bet you gained about 6 kgs of those back as soon as you stopped eating that diet. And I bet you probably wanted to cheat and adopted a lot worse eating habits after that diet phase than you already had. So there's a lot of bad things that can come out of the short-term crash diet phases. So this is why I preach eating a base diet first before dieting down. So that's, creating that base of 3,300 calories and eating that for a week to 2 weeks, and then cutting down from there, because you've got so much leeway now. You've got how many times can you drop your calories, all right, until it gets to a point where, okay, maybe you should probably improve your metabolism before dieting anymore, because you're going to have to drop too low and it's not really maintainable, sustainable. So you're going to adopt bad eating habits. It's going to affect you hormonally negatively. All right, you get my point. So you don't want to drop below a certain point where it's not adherable and you can't stick to it. But you do want to build your base first so that you can work for a lot longer in a deficit before you metabolically adapt to that caloric intake, okay? Because you went to 2,300 calories straight away, you get mad results for 3 weeks. Mad results meaning awesome results. Sorry, I keep using Kiwi slang. It's not necessarily Kiwi slang, but you get my point, okay? It's not, some of those countries around that listen to this don't actually use the same terminology, so apologies, okay? But my point is, you're going to adapt to that, and there is issues when you adapt to it because you're going to drop even further, and that's when those issues occur. So build that base. You've got a lot more to work with. It's not going to create crazy results short term, but long term it's going to get you those results and you're going to keep them, okay? And this is about sustainability and keeping those results so you live an awesome life. You live a leaner, more diced, you don't have to be diced, but you're just leaner and healthier and fitter lifestyle, okay? That's the point. Cool. All right, now we've addressed caloric deficit. Let's address a healthy state, okay? And also just one more thing about caloric deficit. That's something we're addressing the next episode 3 of the creating your own fat loss plan. Will be on creating a caloric deficit, calories in, invested calories out. So we'll go into more detail then, okay? But now more on the healthy state. All right, I'm going to really scratch the surface of this stuff because we will dive more into detail on a future podcast, going really into depth. But basically, you want to make sure you don't have any hormonal imbalances. And this can easily be addressed by looking at symptoms such as, are you tired all the time? Are you hungry all the time? Does your energy fluctuate a lot? Okay, is your sleep crap? Okay, this is actually, I can pretty much fix this issue in a 10-minute podcast, so we'll do that another time. Is your are you moody all the time? Are certain hormones always coming out of you? Are you waking up feeling like crap all the time? This is actually massively mental health, but it does affect mental health, massively affects hormones. Okay, so that's one thing. But or is your lifestyle destroying your testosterone and fluctuating your estrogen to a degree where you're always bloated and your muscles feel soft and you're always stressed, okay, and you're always feeling like you're feeling crap even more than normal for no reason at all, even though you already had mental health, but all of a sudden this last 3 months of doing this diet, you've been feeling even more crap. Okay, so that's those are random symptoms, right? Brain fog, mental clarity, fatigue is just the biggest one, or more cravings is another one as well. So those are symptoms. If you want to get your hormones tested, I highly suggest to go to a doctor, go to a GP, your general practitioner, and ask if you can get tested. All right, most doctors will be like, "Why do you want to get tested?" And then they'll go off on this big rant about how you don't need to, and then they'll fix the issue right there. And in some cases they might be right. Like, sure, there can be stuff that they can address there, which is awesome. But some things that at the end of the day you really just don't know until you get it tested. Things like testosterone, estrogen, your insulin, your thyroid, and then other nutrients. It's massive. So for example, I actually struggled maybe about 13 to 14 months ago. I went on a crazy diet. I dieted down to 2,200 calories, which is super low for me. I'm on 3,500 calories maintaining, for example. That's just to give you a perspective. And I wasn't losing weight, and I didn't know why. I was doing 45 minutes of cardio 5-6 times a week, probably 6 times a week, gymming 6 times a week for an hour and a half. I was doing all this, everything under the sun. But the problem was I was low testosterone at the time. I don't even know if I've told many people this. I was actually quite low testosterone at the time, and my estrogen was really high, and that was just simply because I was running myself into the ground with the diet and with the training and everything, and I was fried. All right, it wasn't sustainable, maintainable, achievable, nothing. Okay, so I want you to make sure that your hormones are good. Okay, if they're not, if you're getting those symptoms, go to the doctors. Most doctors, any good doctor, is going to say yes, you can get your things tested, and it's just simply by asking. Okay, you just ask to get your bloods done, you ask to get your hormones checked, and 90% of all good doctors out there are going to say yes, you can get that tested. Okay. Now other thing, and then once you get it tested, then you can find out what the problem is, and if it's whatever problem the issue is, you can finally address it. Speak to a professional, because Google searches don't necessarily cut it. Okay, and talk to them about these issues and how to fix them. All right, so that's one part of the healthy state. The other part is gut issues. Okay, if you have gut issues, you bloat all the time. You're constantly cramping. Okay, you fall below an 8 out of 10 in terms of how your gut feels all the time. Okay, then you're probably got some sort of gut issue there that needs to be addressed in order to be optimal with your metabolism, because your metabolism will slow down. All right, through a chain of reasons for a completely another podcast. Oh man, I am so excited for the next few weeks, creating all these cool podcasts for you guys. Anyway, another thing is mental health, and I did touch on that. So mental health will create an acidic imbalance through kynurenic and quinolictic acid imbalances, all right, which will lead to a lot of issues cellularly, okay, because there's going to be a lot of cell destruction through the quinolictic acid. It's a cell-destructive, cell-consuming acid. Same as kynurenic if you've got the wrong type, okay, because there's good and bad types of kynurenic. But the point is, these acidic imbalances through the mental health issues that are created are going to lead to a lot of metabolism issues and metabolic issues, okay? And that leads on to the next point, which is cell issues, okay? If you've got cell issues, all right, and that doesn't just mean from mental health and acidic imbalances, this happens over time. Your cells are constantly renewing. You have a new body every 6 months. I think it's because your cells are renewing all the time. Every part of you is renewing all the time. Is it the human brain renews every 6 months or something like that? And the skeleton renews every 3 months. I can't remember what the crazy number is. But basically, you're always renewing your body, and the cells are constantly destroying and renewing. But if you want to help that process along, in order to achieve a healthier state and a higher metabolism through a healthier mitochondria, which is a membrane inside your cells that converts fuel into energy. So fuel is in the calories that you bring into your body into usable energy. That's what your mitochondria is doing. If you want that to be efficient, you need to have healthy cells. So that's my point, okay? So if you have cellular issues, then there's a problem there. The idea behind repairing cells is eating more, resting more, okay? That's pretty much that, but that's only to, maybe it's a lower percentage than people that will struggle with hormonal issues, okay? But it's still something that should be addressed. And now, last thing that I want to address, all right, is malnutrition. That's not a name, by the way. It's not Mel. It's malnutrition is actually a single word, guys. Yeah. I feel so dumb right now. Malnutrition. So it's basically when you're deficient or low in certain nutrients. Okay, so and it's honestly not a word or phrase that I actually knew too long ago. That's why I said I feel dumb. Okay, so I knew what it was, but anyway. Okay, so that means like if you're low in iron, vitamin B12, okay, they're probably the main ones that people get low in, especially on vegan and vegetarian diets. That doesn't make them wrong. It just means that they need to focus on getting those nutrients in. Okay, that's all. So vegetarian and vegan diets aren't the best, but they're not the worst, okay? So that's what I want to address. There's no best or worst diet, okay? Eating meat doesn't mean you're better off than the vegan or the vegetarian. I know heaps of vegan bodybuilders that absolutely kill it, okay? A gentleman named Jock, I can't remember his Instagram off by heart, but I follow him, so if you want to look him up, type in Jock on people that I follow on Instagram, Hedley Fitness, Hedley Fitness, then you'll find him, and he's an absolute lad who's a vegan bodybuilder, absolutely shredded to the max, decent size, good size actually for a natural dude. Absolutely coming. There's a lot of other vegan bodybuilders out there that kill it as well. So that's my point. As long as you address the right nutrients, you'll be absolutely fine in terms of energy and your health, okay, in order to achieve that healthy state. Cool. So those are the main ones. There's also things like B6, magnesium, calcium, vitamin A, vitamin C. If you're low on any of these, okay, B1 as well, okay, so there's a lot of other ones that you should be addressing, not just these ones. So when you get your bloods checked, people will be like, I need to get my iron and B12 checked. You need to get every other freaking nutrient checked as well, because you're probably low in other ones that you don't even realize, because you'll get your iron back and be like, oh, but my iron's good. Why do I feel tired all the time? Well, it's probably because your vitamin C is crap. Your vitamin A, all right, it needs work, okay? So it's looking at that stuff as well. It's looking at the whole spectrum of things. And simply, okay, you just need to eat a variety of foods. All right, that's basically going to cover it. But at the end of the day, if you're really, really struggling, then yes, you should probably get everything checked just in case, okay? But the idea is to, if you're really, really tired, eat a variety diet, okay? Okay, look, actually, I'm going to start concluding now because it's dragged on so long, okay? This is how you achieve fat loss, guys, okay? Okay, all right. Healthy state plus caloric deficit equals fat loss, okay? Healthy state means being a healthy person, okay? Achieve a better mental state, all right? Eat a decent variety diet, okay? So you're covering a lot, all the spectrums of nutrients and colors of vegetables and things like that. It's literally what you hear everywhere, okay? Eat your vegetables, eat your protein, whatever that is for you, vegan or meat eater, whatever, okay? Get those nutrients that you need, and then you just start to eat less to a degree. All right, cool. So that's achieving the caloric deficit, cool. So that's literally the podcast / YouTube video, guys. That's it from me. If you have any questions, remember to reach out, okay? Follow me on Hedley Fitness on Instagram, Hedley Fitness, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, yeah. And then podcast Pocket Coach for you YouTubers. And then for you podcasters, YouTube is Kieran Hedley Fitness. Awesome. I think that's it. Yeah, and then you can also hook up with me. Oh man, that sounds so wrong. You can connect with me on LinkedIn as well, just Kieran Hedley, if you want to. I just put up some business stuff every week for you business people out there that want more energy and more focus. Cool. All right, well, that's it, guys. Again, any more questions, reach out. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, please, and subscribe to this podcast, please. Both of these help a ton when you subscribe, and also when you share it with a friend that actually needs this information. Please, 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 not only does this help me, but it will genuinely help my mission in order to achieve a healthier world, a world with a lower degree of mental health, and genuinely normalize this mental health issue that we have going on in this worldwide. I don't know the word. In this world. Okay, cool, guys. Catch you later. Subscribe, like, share my stuff. But no, I genuinely mean it, so that we can help more people. Because this is as Andy Frisella says, this is a movement, not just a podcast, not just a YouTube video, but it is genuinely a movement. Okay, so I want to, just as much as you guys, to really change the world's perspective on all this stuff. Cool, guys. Chat. I'm out. Catch you later. Have an amazing day, night, whatever.